Quick video coming at you from Jesus Christ. Okay, just really quick, as quick as I can make it. I've gotten questions recently that actually inspired me to do this, and I should have made this video a long time ago. Just slipped my mind. And I want to talk a little bit about the Sabbath, keeping the feasts, not eating pork, those kind of things. Basically, Jesus has taught me that He is the Sabbath, and every single day is to be holy. And that is by following and obeying Jesus. So, a lot of people are like stuck in the Old Testament, and they like to read through it, and there's a lot of religious people, who aren't following Jesus, who claim to be following God, who love to keep the letter. And what I mean by that is, Jesus says that His people are born of His Spirit, and we are of the new covenant, okay? Because the letter, which is in the Old Testament, gives death. His Holy Spirit gives life. And Jesus did not come to demolish the law, but to fulfill the law. And the law, He says, is this: the greatest command is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and to love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you obey these two commands, then all of the rest of the law will fall into place, because the law hangs on those two commands, okay? So, Jesus wants me to make this video for you guys if you're just seeking Jesus, and you're hearing all these religious spirits tell you that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to keep feasts, and you can't eat pork, and it's insane. I know. I actually was deceived for a time too, because I was still in the church system when I believed that stuff. But when I went to Jesus for myself, came out of the church system, He started to teach me the truth in all of this, you guys. That's what He does. He sets the heart and soul, body, mind free from the bondage of doctrines that are written from man and, from the devil. This is the truth. And He also wants me to tell you that it is not what goes in the mouth that defiles a person, it's what comes out of the mouth. And that means the heart is deceitfully wicked. Who can know it? That's what Jesus says. You can know your own heart if you go to Jesus for that understanding, or else you won't know it, okay? And so God doesn't care if you eat pork. He doesn't care, you guys. And He's not gonna send people to hell because they eat pork, okay? And because they don't keep feasts. Jesus wants to make this very clear. The church leaders, the Pharisees, the churchgoers of the church system, and the rabbis of His time are the ones who killed Jesus, because He came to set the captives free, and they're the ones who keep people in bondage of sin, because they teach these things. They teach their own commands, okay? They don't teach God's commands, which, like I said, the two main commands, guys, don't forget this, okay? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You do those two things, you will be obeying God's commands, naturally, if you abide in Jesus. Okay, He's not some list, some check-off list, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. He wants real intimacy with you. And, yeah, you'll learn and you'll grow in this truth if you draw near to Jesus for yourself, and you'll see how there's so many people that are in these bondages and of lies, and they think that they're earning their way to heaven, and they can't, okay? You can't earn your way to heaven. It's through faith, okay? But faith without works is dead, as Jesus said. But those who are walking with Jesus are naturally going to be walking by His Spirit, and they'll naturally be doing the work of God. They'll naturally be working for His kingdom. And because without the Holy Spirit, without knowing Him and abiding in Him and drawing near to Him and obeying Him, then God says that the works are as filthy rags. So it doesn't matter if you go to church, if you go on missionary trips, you keep the Sabbath, okay, Sabbath, you keep all these feasts. God's going to look at that person at the end of their life and say, I don't know you. He's going to say that to them. He's going to say, because He said there's many who say, Lord, Lord, and they don't know Him, okay? So I just wanted to make this for those of you who are just digging for truth. And those of you who are in all of that bondage, I know that Jesus will tell you that I'm speaking the absolute truth. And if you draw near to him, he will show you this for himself and for yourself. You'll see this. You'll be enlightened to truth. And it won't be because I told you. It'll be because God himself showed you. But God is opening the ears and eyes of people when they watch my videos, because he wants people to see truth. He wants them to hear truth, to be set free. But he can't do that if your heart remains prideful and hardened and doesn't want to hear the truth. Then he'll allow you to be deceived because you don't want the truth. But if you want the truth, God will show you. And also, he wrote his law upon everybody's hearts, so you can already know that he's in your conscience. He's your conscience, the one telling you right from wrong. So people are without excuse. Anyways, just wanted to do that and talk about that, and yeah. I pray that this helps you, and if you have any questions about it, feel free to write me, and I'll respond to your comments below however Jesus leads me. And I hope you guys have a great day. God bless.